Hi friends, won't you join me? Spin a little, have some quiet time. Well, friends, it's time for me to clear off this bobbin so that I have 3 empty bobbins. Did you see what happened? Did you see that? Oh, no, 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 no. This doesn't happen very often, but however, I found it. Every once in a while, it breaks on me. Hi friends, it's Doll from Doll Can Create. You can too. Hashtag not a master spinner. So I'm still preparing for Tour de Fleece. And as you just saw, I'm trying to unload this bobbin so that I can ply it. And I'm going to show you hopefully a little bit of that before we finish up today. But I'm glad you're here. Grab your favorite beverage and let's have a conversation. So let's see if we can't do this again. Every once in a while, I'll overspin and it will get so thin that it breaks. Not a good idea. Oh, I'm going to get squeaky now. This is my old Babe wheel, and it is the wheel I have. May not be my wheel of choice, but for now, it is what I have. And it is spinning really, really fast. The fiber I'm spinning is some I purchased quite a while ago, and it is a merino blend. Comb top, pretty purple and pink colors, which of course are my favorites. So you can see my shopping bag sitting there. It's an insulated bag that I take for groceries, so that's really not on topic, but I thought we'd have a bit of a conversation while I work on my spinning. I do generally do a worsted spin, kind of inching along as I go. So I'm titling this video From Bobbins to Bingo. And you're going, okay, so what's that? What's that got to do with anything? Well, in the Tour de Fleece that's coming up the first week of July, there's a group of us who will be spinning and doing different things. And there have been a couple of different bingo cards created. And as you spin something different or you're feeling this or that, you can mark off the bingo card and upload the pictures. So what I would suggest, if you're interested in doing something with a group, that you go on Ravelry and find out. I'm part of the Chaos Goblins on Patreon, and they have a couple of bingo cards out as well. A number of spinners are doing different things. So that's something that you can check out as well. So we're still prepping for the Tour de Fleece. I'm going to have one more video on the preparation for us next week, and then we're just going to jump right in. Are you excited? Because I know I am. One of the things that has benefited me from participating in Tour de Fleece is trying out different spin techniques, but it also gives me the practice, the practicum even, of sitting at the wheel, sitting with the spindle and just spinning and spinning, so that each day, every 10 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever, I get a little bit better. And over the years, I find what works, what doesn't work. And what works for me may not work for you. Look at this. I'm spinning this navy right now. You can hardly see it there, eh? Yeah, it's really, really dark. And I have the main lights turned off here so that we can get rid of the glare. We live, if I haven't mentioned it very often, in a basement apartment, and it's small. So we went from a 3-bedroom house with a full basement and a bit of a hobby farm to this basement apartment with limited storage, limited space. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It's just, it's harder to maintain with all my fiber stuff and to find a good place to record, and I'm sure you understand. So one of the things that I am working towards, and you can see this as it's happening, is clearing off this bobbin. And I will sometime, if not today, maybe tomorrow, get the bobbin done on the single, and then I'm going to chain ply to make it a 3-ply yarn, and hopefully keep the color the way I want it. I have, I think, probably close to a pound left of this fiber, but I'm not spinning it all. I think I purchased 2 pounds maybe. So I know I have a lot left. But it actually, and I guess it's just me, but I'm not a fan of comb top. I don't mind merino, but the comb top makes it so that my hands have to work harder. So it's not necessarily working smarter for me. My fiber of choice would be the BFL that I'm using, Bluefish Luster, or a Shetland. And I don't have any Shetland right now. That's on my list of purchase. I'm not purchasing any before Tour de Fleece, though. Yeah. So let's just sit for a minute. If you were to create your own Tour de Fleece bingo card, what would you put on it? Would it be spinning different types of fibers? Spinning techniques? Using different types of spindles, maybe? Doing a thick and thin? The beehive, I have never done the beehive. I'm not sure I'd want to because I wouldn't have any use for it. But it's a technique I could learn. And for those of you who wonder, I am very predominantly right-handed. So I draft with my right hand as opposed to my left, like most spinners I've met do. So I'm kind of a little bit backwards that way, but it works for me. So whatever works for you, you can watch all sorts of videos, and you can watch people spinning and creating. And because you don't do it the way the quote-unquote experts do, does not mean you're wrong. Spinning is one of those things that's very personal. It's very tactile. It's also very creative, right? It's something that we do. So choosing fibers, one of the key things for me when I'm spindle spinning, when I'm wheel spinning, I just dropped some on the floor. Here we go. I'm getting to the end of this little floof, and then I'm going to start plying it. One of the things to keep in mind, if you decide that you want to participate in the Tour de Fleece, and I hope you do at some point, make it fun. Make a game out of it. Excuse me. Oh. I remember years ago when I was following the Fly Lady, you'd have to Google that to know what it is. It's a housekeeping system. And she would say, if it's not fun, it won't get done. Well, it's the same way with anything that we do. If we're not going to enjoy it, we're probably not going to do it. So I'm going to encourage you to have some fun with it. Because, that's what it's all about, right? We've got to enjoy the crafts. We have to enjoy our hobbies. Because if we don't, then what's the point? So there, friends, I have it. And I'm just going to easily let that go so it doesn't hide anywhere. Oh my goodness. So now we're going to switch out my bobbin. This is an old dirty wheel. And I'm not too sure at this point the best way to clean it up will be. But I will look into that. So this is a Babe that I've had for a very long time. It's my first wheel. I did have a homemade wheel that I gifted. And I had an antique wheel that I gifted. So this is the only one I have now. And it is getting used. So there. I'll hook it back up. There we go. Let's see if I can't get this started. Oh, I don't know whether you heard that or not. There's a siren. We've had some crazy weather. Like really crazy thunderstorms, heavy rain. Kind of normal for June, I think, though. Right? So what I'm doing right now is just setting up the beginning of it. And it's basically a crochet type loop. And of course, when you ply, you go in the opposite direction. Made that mistake a couple of times where I forgot to change direction. And I have a feeling that some of this single was overspun. But you know what? I'm just going to keep going. And that's going a little bit too fast. So maybe I will do that. I like chain plying. I have not had a whole lot of success with a 3-ply. And at this point, I'd have to search for a 4th bobbin. I had 6, so there's a 4th bobbin around somewhere. I'm just not too sure where. I know what's wrong. There's so many little tweaks that you can make on your wheel. See how overspun that is? I'm going to tighten up that drive a little bit there. And see if I can relax it. And of course, I'll take this off the bobbin when it's all done and skein it up and then do a wet set, slack it, hang it to dry, and hopefully some of the overspinning will come down. Well, we got a little bit of brightness in here now. The sun just came out again. Now, sometimes my wheel is really quiet, and other times it's not quiet at all. But it is definitely overspun. And I tend to overspin when I'm working with merino and the comb top. Not so much with the other fibers. I think I have more control with the other fibers, maybe. I honestly don't know. But this is a very, very pretty yarn it's creating here. So just a couple of questions and points for you to ponder as you're thinking about your spinning craft. Do you tend to enjoy spinning outside? Would you rather spin in private with some light music or folk tunes? Or maybe you like heavy metal while you spin. It keeps your tempo going. I don't know. I tend to watch YouTube videos when I spin. Typically, I'll watch a spinner spin while I spin. And I've done that with a few people. Becca is one. My Volden website, YouTube is another. Sometimes Tracy from the Passionate Spinner, when she's outside with her spindle, I'll pick up my spindle. Sometimes I'll pick up my knitting while the YouTube video people are knitting. It's just like you're doing it with other people around. And that's kind of fun. I got stuck. Oh no. No. Don't. See, now I'm talking and I've got to figure out what I just did to correct my problem. And that's because my single is overspun, right? So let's just pull this out a little bit and let it relax. Oh, I do like the 3-ply though. I do. It sort of gives a marled effect from time to time. Uh-oh, be nice. Just pretend there's some beautiful music in the background. Maybe I'll add some beautiful music to the background, right? Trying to get this again, and it does not want to help. Well, I'm going to leave that for now. So, I'm really happy you joined me today. I have a problem here with this, but I'm going to correct it as soon as I hit stop here. Are you preparing? Or maybe you're just going to enjoy what others are posting. You know what? There is no stress. There is no, you must do this and you must do that. And if you start, you can't quit halfway through. Or if you can't start at the beginning, doesn't mean you can't join partway through. Whatever it is you want to do, this is your craft. These are your hands, your fiber choices, your wheel or spindles. So whatever you do is right. And I want you to be able to enjoy that. That's my only rule for all of this, is that you enjoy the craft that you do. So maybe during the Tour de Fleece, you're going to be knitting socks or doing some English paper piecing or catching up on some reading while you listen. I'm not good at that. I can do it though. That's how I studied in school. But whatever you do, enjoy the many blessings around you. Find colors that give you life. Find fibers that feel good in your hands, regardless of what it is you're doing with them. But above all, find the joy. Know that you have blessed me by watching. I have one more fiber prep video that I will put out next week with a bonus free checklist. So watch for that. And also you can check out my blog, dollcancreate.com. My Instagram is Doll Creelman. My Facebook is Doll Creelman. Just check me out everywhere online. I'm there. And I would love to have a conversation with you, either in private or in group, whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm here for you. This is for you, to help you along the crafting road. Anyway, this has been Doll from Doll Can Create. I know you can too. Have a great day, everyone. Be blessed.